Jeff and I are heading out fishing today, and that's what we got in store behind us. It looks like a big storm rolling in. Not good, but we'll see. Hopefully we can get out and get after it for a few hours, but stick with us. I'm hoping we're gonna have some fun today chasing walleyes. I don't walleye fish much, but Jeff does, so we're gonna lean on Jeff for some knowledge here. Well, I was right. We got rain and lightning just flashed. So we're gonna hold out for a little bit here, hold up, and maybe this stuff will clear up. Ooh, that doesn't sound good. But it's supposed to pass, so we're gonna make the trip. It's about a half hour away, heading up to Lake Superior, fishing big walleyes that are suspended out in Lake Superior.
We are gonna head out on the big lake today, Lake Superior, chasing walleyes. We've been on an awesome big walleye bite. It's been going on here for about 2.5 weeks. I had some rain and storms roll through, so hopefully that doesn't screw us up, but it's going to be one of the best walleye fishing days of your life if you hit it right. So I'm looking forward to it. When you're fishing the Great Lakes for walleyes in the late summer like we are today, this is the end of August, these fish are mostly suspended. You're gonna find them in anywhere from 20 maybe out to 60 feet of water. Sometimes they'll be closer to bottom, a lot of times they'll be halfway up in the water column. So what you wanna do is you wanna try to run these baits just above where you're marking fish on your electronics. So if I'm marking fish at 25 feet, I'm trying to run these baits at about 20 feet. And you just kind of adjust accordingly as you go along. The most important thing is to pay attention when you do start getting bites, when you do start catching fish, try to replicate exactly what's going on with that line on all of your lines, and you'll put more fish in the boat. Okay, we're using a popular method that a lot of guys use trolling called the 50-50 method. And it's just what it says. So we're gonna run that bait 50 feet back behind the boat. Then once I get to 50 feet, I'm gonna snap on a 1 ounce weight. And you can play with the size of the weights depending on the water and where the fish are holding. And you can run several different weights until you start getting bites. And then of course switch over to whatever size is working best. So we're going to go 50 feet back, snap on the weight, and then we're going to go another 50 feet and put our board on. Ooh, there's one. Middle board. Middle. Yep. This one, yeah. This one. Just hold this, maybe. I need you to hold this. Okay.
We got one on. I get to hold it.
Okay.
We've been trolling for a while. We were trying harnesses at first.
22 feet of water.
22 feet of water, Jeffrey says, and we actually switched up to some psycho minnows.
2 ounce snap weight.
I'm gonna have Jeff tell you guys all about it here in a second.
My good friend Dave is not a whole lot of help. He's got a camera in his hand. I'm gonna get the lines cleared here and see if we can get this fish in the boat. Of course, anytime you're trolling like this and you get a fish on, you've got so much torque on that line and on that bait that you just want to take your time, make sure your drag is set so you can just barely pick up line. Because if that fish wants to make a run, you got to let him run. We're out here in Lake Superior and you can catch some absolute giant walleyes. It's not uncommon to catch fish in that 8 to 12 pound range. I don't think this one is that big, but we'll know a little more once I get the board off. You want to keep that rod tip as straight up in the air as you can. Keep that board from diving down. And try to keep the tension on that fish. Okay, and then I'm going to let that slowly back through my fingers here. There we go. We've got a 1 ounce snap weight running it just above the bottom. This fish will come up here. There it is. It's a walleye, a nice one. Not a huge one, but a nice one. And again, I'm going to take that snap weight off of there. The big thing here is to try to keep tension on the line. Got him. The nice Lake Superior walleye. On the bait rig psycho minnow. Been a little bit of a struggle to find fish, but then we finally found a school of them. You can see what it did to that psycho minnow.
Gilly perch.
The gilly perch. And that is just a nice Lake Superior walleye. Let's try to catch some more. When you're trolling for walleyes out here, you definitely want to try to match the hatch. These fish, like we talked about, they're chasing balls of bait fish around. Could be small shiner minnows, could be ciscos, could be whitefish, could be smelt, any of those things. So what I try to do on any particular day is start the day with a couple of different options. Like we've got the psycho minnow here, which is a longer profile bait, and we've got the T-bone shad, which is a shorter, fatter profile. And as we're going along, again, you pay attention to when those strikes are coming. Some days, if it's really good, either one will work. But there's a lot of times where those fish can be really specific to which lure they want. So you definitely want to run a variety of patterns and colors.
One of the cool things that Jeff's doing here that I really enjoy doing, it's trying to figure out the whole puzzle. And today he started out, come out here with him, and he was starting out with harnesses, and we tried that, and it wasn't working, and so we switched over to some psycho minnows. And what we did with the psycho minnows was Jeff's got a weight snap system here that he's running, and one side of the boat we have a 1/2 ounce, I believe, right, Jeff?
Yeah, we're running a 1/2 ounce on one side to run up a little higher, and then a 1 ounce snap weight on the other side. It really, I mean, trolling big water, it's really every day. Dave said it best, you're putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And it was a struggle for us for a while. The first thing was finding fish. I mean, your electronics don't lie to you. So we just kind of kept chugging along. I started to tell Dave, hey, I think we're seeing some fish here. Actually made a pass through those fish, and I knew that graph wasn't telling me, it wasn't lying to me. So once we came through those fish, we made a big loop, came back through, and that's when we started getting hit. So we definitely have a starting point now, and hopefully we'll catch a few more.
I'm purely here for a fish fry. And he's starting to get the fish fry for me. So we weren't friends for a little while, but we're going to be friends again here soon.
I paid my freight. All right, we just got fish number 1 in the boat, and we've got fish number 2 on the way in. It's a really kind of a typical scenario for Lake Superior. So much space for these fish to roam out here. But when you do find them, it's an absolute blast. We catch them all sizes. Catch them anywhere from 15 inches all the way up to over 30. Yeah, we started out fishing crawler harnesses because we thought originally that was going to be the way to go today. But as you know, with crawler harnesses, you have to fish so slow, and it's hard to cover a lot of water. So we kind of came to the conclusion that we just needed to start covering water. There he is. Fish number 2 is on the way in. We're going to keep tension on that board. Okay, I'm going to just slowly let that slide back so there's no slack line. Okay, now we're going to get our snap weight in. Probably about the same size fish. Call those eater fish. And if I remember right, this one's going to be on the swamp water.
Get it in there.
Not too bad for an old guy, huh? Nice. I'm marking more fish on the screen now too, so we're definitely in the right area. That's the Psycho minnow swamp water. I'll give you a nice look at that fish too. Did I just hear a clicker go? We're good there. What we're gonna do is, we're obviously in the fish now, so we're gonna kind of hustle up here and get back on them. Yeah, about the same size fish, 17, 18 inch Lake Superior walleye. Perfect.
All right, what a fun time. Got out with Jeff for a little bit to fish some walleyes. Got a little small meal out of it, and we didn't have a lot of time. We had some weather we were dealing with at first. We actually sat at the landing and waited out some rain, and were able to get out after that passed through. But always a good time to be out with Jeff Evans, and if anyone needs to get a hold of you, Jeff, what do they got to do?
Go to jeffevansfishing.com.
Right straight from the man. And if you like what you're seeing, please hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. Thanks for watching.